Yeah, good afternoon, Prince, Peace, Kehinde, Chidera. Need to get started. Others will join us along the way. So today is 21st of November and it's 12:41 p.m. We're having an analysis. Now, this afternoon session, we have three news events. We have unemployment claims, Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, and existing home sales. The unemployment claims and Philly Fed Manufacturing Index will come up exactly by 2:30 p.m. That's less than 2 hours from now. And the existing home sales will come up by 4 p.m. So the emphasis is going to be the one by 2:30, which is a closer one. So let's look at unemployment claims. We said that unemployment claims measures the number of individuals who filed for unemployment insurance for the first time during the past week. And actual less than forecast is good for the currency. And for Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is a level of the efficient index based on surveyed manufacturers in Philadelphia, and actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. All right, so for the unemployment claims, actual less than forecast is good for the currency. For the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index, actual greater than forecast is good for the currency. So we'll not get hung up on which one is greater than or less than. We just look at the colors. So if by 2:30 p.m. the colors come out green, that means that generally the data is good for the dollar, either as a greater than or less than. The general view is that it's good for the dollar, and as such instance, we expect a bullish movement on the dollar. And if by 2:30 p.m. we have a red color, it means the data is bad or very poor for the dollar, in which case we'll look at an opportunity to sell the dollar. All right, so the best scenario is when we have a green. If we have a green, we should expect a bullish volatility on the dollar. And if we have a red, we expect a bearish volatility. Now, we should also know that these two events don't have the same level of impact. The unemployment claims is a high impact event, while the Philly Fed Manufacturing Index is a medium impact event. But both of them combined together, if they both go in the same direction, can give a lot of volatility, for the dollar this afternoon. So I'll flip now to the technical so that we can get a more comprehensive outlook, for this news event. So we'll check the dollar index first. Now, for the dollar index, price is trading around a resistance level on the daily time frame. This is price hitting a previous resistance level a couple of days ago, and the current candle the candle for yesterday still touched that resistance level. So technically, we are looking for an opportunity to sell the dollar. So if you see a scenario where the data is a red, then that would be a good opportunity to go short, or rather to sell the dollar. So technically, we are bearish on the dollar ahead of the news. But then there's a small movement which we could anticipate between the current price and the resistance, which will happen if the news comes out for the dollar. Yes, that's a possibility, but that will be a very short-term movement. Our focus is actually on the longer-term movement, which can lead to more profit. So we'll look at a scenario where the data comes out bad for the dollar. So if we have the outlook of the data being bad for the dollar, we can check, major currency pairs, especially the ones where the dollar is either the base or the quote currency. For the USD CHF, we've been bearish on this instrument right from the beginning of the week. And the reason for our bearish outlook is because on the daily time frame, we can see that there is a descending trend line right here. Price touched the trend line second time. Third time, we actually expect a continuation. This has been my view for this instrument since Monday. So we have a descending trend line where we expect a bearish movement. And also, we equally have a support term resistance, which is also another indicator of a bearish movement on the USD CHF. Now, if we flip down to 4-hour time frame, we can see here a pattern that is evolving, which it looks a lot like we're having a head and shoulder pattern forming. If this really works out, then that should lead to a bearish breakout on the USD CHF. So since we are bearish on the dollar, this looks a lot like a pattern evolving, which could lead us in that direction. So we have a bearish outlook on the USD CHF, which means if the news comes out by 2:30 and it's bad for the dollar, we may sell the USD CHF. And if we flip again, we can check the Euro USD. And for the Euro USD, we can see that price, is trading around a support level on the monthly time frame. Sorry, on the weekly time frame. So the candle for last week touched this support, and even recent candles this week. Let's go to the daily. The candle for yesterday touched that support, and even the candle for today has touched the same support level, meaning that technically we are looking for opportunity to buy the Euro USD. And it's very much in place because we're looking for an opportunity to sell the USD CHF. So buying the Euro USD is just very much in view. And second reason why I believe we could buy this instrument is that we're having a pattern that is forming that looks a lot like a double bottom pattern in formation, which may lead to a bullish breakout. So if the news comes out bad for the dollar, you can either sell the USD CHF or you can buy the Euro USD. And the third one is the GBP USD. We equally hold a bullish outlook on the GBP USD, just like we are holding it on the Euro USD. For the GBP USD, we can see an uptrend and a support zone. So technically, we're looking for opportunity to buy the GBP USD on the weekly time frame. And we can flip down to the 4-hour, where price is currently trading around the support level after forming a triple bottom pattern. So the next wave of movement should be a bullish movement. So to round it up, we're bearish on the dollar, and as such, we're looking at opportunity to either sell the USD CHF or buy the GBP USD or the Euro USD. So that will be all from my end this afternoon. Let's watch out for this movement by 2:30 p.m. when this data will be released from the United States. So I'll take one or two questions as we round up. If you have a question, you can just post it in the comment section. I will attend to you as we begin to round up for this session. There is no signal to drop now. The signal is what I've given you for the news. Prince, cool Prince. Cool Prince, I may ask you, do you have an account with PU Prime? Do you? If you don't, just, oh, that's good. That's good. You can join the Forex Line group where we drop signals. Here is analysis. If we see a signal, we drop, but now there's none. And most of we have a news ahead. Now, it's not the best to place trades at least 2 hours before a news release. The market can go against that setup and you end up with a losing trade. So that's why most of the time the analysis in the afternoon is usually more of fundamentals, except after the news. If we now see a signal, we can drop. Okay, we'll try to post the recorded analysis also so that I can follow up with that. When are we going to teach? Well, we just completed the boot camp for 4 days. Were you part of the boot camp? Cool Prince. We had a 4-week boot camp from last Thursday to Sunday. You can request for the videos. We'll make it available to you so they can watch it. You're welcome. All right, so in the absence of any question again, so we'll end the class here. Trade safe and enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye. UK, we are bullish on GBP USD. Gold will go in the direction of the dollar. We are bearish on the dollar, so gold may go bullish. The recap is that we are bearish on the dollar ahead of the news, which will drop by 2:30 p.m. So we're looking at selling either the USD CHF or we're buying the Euro USD or the GBP USD. GBP JPY. Okay, let's look at that briefly. Now this is UVJPY on the 4-hour time frame. All right, from my own perspective, we have a support zone, and what I'm seeing is a pattern that is looking like it's trying to form an inverse head and shoulder, which may lead to a bullish breakout. But then, if you have to take a trade at all on GBP/JPY, since it's a 4-hour setup, we need to respect that. You can only look for opportunity to sell when price breaks above this resistance zone. Otherwise, you just stay out. This is looking a lot like an inverse head and shoulder, but entry should be at that recent high up there. So that's my outlook on the GBP/JPY. All right, so that'll be all for now. Enjoy the rest of the day. Bye-bye.